Tonight across Maryland, thousands of people protested as part of the No Kings National Day of Nonviolent Action. You're looking at downtown Baltimore earlier today at the Baltimore War Memorial. Some signs we saw today include Stop Trump and Save Democracy and No Human is Illegal. Politicians also joined, such as Senator Chris Van Hollen and the president of the Baltimore City Council, Zeke Cohen.
And let's just be clear. Donald Trump is the most corrupt president in our nation's history.
Across the Baltimore region, thousands protested against the Trump administration. Casey Baylor is on your corner in Aberdeen, where hundreds showed up with firm words for elected leaders.
Harford County residents say they are fed up with the Trump administration and its attacks on their rights. They say as this movement continues to grow, they want to point their neighbors to different organizations that continue to fight for their freedoms.
No kids! No kids!
And I feel like we're a prisoner in our own America.
We're not willing to accept what's currently happening in our country.
Delane Lewis, the president of Together We Will Harford County, wants to remind her neighbors they are allies in their fight for freedom.
White people in this country currently hold the power, and it's very important that we speak for those who are being disenfranchised.
She organized this demonstration in Aberdeen Saturday. It's one of thousands of No Kings protests that took place across the nation.
I'm protesting against the criminality that's going on in the White House.
The only domestic terrorists running around these days are those in the Oval Office and in the White House.
The crowd pushing back on policies coming from the Trump administration, like immigration enforcement operations and the role the U.S. is playing when it comes to the war in Iran.
We have the Republican Congress, and they're supporting this activity and doing absolutely nothing.
We want to make sure that our kids are protected.
The rally drew people of all ages. Erin Alward thought it was critical to bring her family.
It's important to make sure that they're aware of, just the horrific things that are happening.
Meanwhile, Congressman Andy Harris wrote in a statement, quote, "It's every American's right to protest, and as long as these organized left-wing protests remain peaceful, they are within those rights." Lewis adds people are turning their frustrations into action, working with different advocacy groups and politicians. Reporting on your corner, I'm Casey Baylor for WJZ.
Casey, thank you. In Howard County, Columbia saw a big crowd for the No Kings protests. People we spoke to said they're there because our country is under attack. A volunteer that helped organize the event said it's a good way to come together and provide the opportunity for the community to stand up.
We know one day of protest is not enough. I'll tell you what bringing people together in a large event like this does. When we mobilize mass numbers of people, people recognize that they are not alone. And our goal really is to bring in new people to be engaged in the organizing work that happens between these big mobilization events.
And Maryland isn't the only state that held these protests. People and politicians from all over the country participated. It comes as the president is facing some pushback over the war in Iran and ICE deportations. In a statement, White House spokesperson Abigail Jackson said, quote, "The only people who care about these Trump derangement therapy sessions are the reporters who are paid to cover them." Previously, Speaker Mike Johnson referred to the protests as a Hate America rally.